paper that what we have seen, right? So let's start the session without wasting any time. So we'll see the paper of mathematics right now and specifically the questions which came in the yesterday's paper, right? So I would say that the paper was bit tricky. It will around like it is more than moderate session, like the difficulty level was more than moderate and the paper was quite lengthier. We have seen we saw that the questions came from the calculus part, from the geometry part, from the specifically the integration. There were 4 to 5 questions of integration which includes definite, indefinite, area under the curve and differential equations and all, right? We saw the questions from the quadratic, we saw questions from the sequence and series, specifically the telescopic series, and let's start, and we saw some questions on the complex also. So let's start and let's see some of the questions and let's find out how was the paper. So the first question is what we got from our student is, if this expression is a real number and z equals to z and z is not equal to z bar, then find the value of mod z square. So basically some expression is given and it is given that it is a real number. So it is very evident that this question is from the chapter complex number and this expression is a real number, then I have to find the value of mod z square. And it is a very straightforward question that this expression is a real number, then we can apply that z is equals to z bar. We know that for any real number z is equals to z bar. So we can do that, but that will be a longer approach. What we can do is we can first make this expression a little smaller, because we can see that the numerator and the denominator is quite similar. The only difference is in the numerator it is plus 3z and in the denominator it is minus 3z. So let's first make this expression a bit smaller. How can we do that? See, 4z square, 2, 2. In the numerator it is plus 3 and in the denominator is minus 3. So what we can do is we can add and subtract minus 3z in the numerator. So it will become 4z square minus 3z plus 2 plus 6z upon 4z square minus 3z plus 2, right? What we have done? We have done minus 3z and plus 3z. So now we can just disintegrate this expression plus this expression. This upon this will become 1, which is a purely real number, plus 6z upon again the same expression, that is 4z square minus 3z plus 2, right? We can again simplify this form. How? 1 plus 4. Now let's divide by z in the numerator as well as in the denominator. In the numerator it will become 6, right? So in the denominator it will become 6, right? What about the denominator? It will be 4z minus 3 plus 2 by z, right? So we have divided by z. Now you can see if this expression is a real number, so this is real, obviously this has to be real. Now the numerator part is real, so the denominator has to be real. Now if the denominator is real, then 4z plus 2 by z should be a real quantity. It should be a real quantity. That's and when this expression is real, then this whole expression will automatically become real. So now we'll just put the formula, or we can say that we can now put the relation from z equals to z bar. So what we can do is 4z plus 2 by z is a real number. So 4z plus 2 by z will be equals to its conjugate, that will be 4z bar plus 2 by z bar, right? Now you can see by this approach we have reduced this whole big expression into such a small expression, right? Now just simplify. We can take 4 out of common and it will become z minus z bar plus 2, it will become 2, 1 upon z minus 1 upon z bar equals to 0. Now this is algebra, right? You can easily solve that. It will be plus 2 z bar minus z upon z bar equals to 0. Now here it is z minus z bar, here it is z bar minus z. Now we can take out common and z minus z bar will be a common factor in this whole expression? 4 minus 2 upon z bar. Now what is z bar? Z bar is basically mod z square. Now you can see we had to find out the value of mod z square and it has came in the expression, right? Now z minus z bar equals to 0, but that is not possible because it is written in the question that z is not equal to z bar, so this cannot become 0. So this has to be 0, and when this has to be 0, mod z square will become 1 by 2. So answer is 1 by 2. Right? Now what can you analyze about this question? This question is not so long, not so lengthy as far as advanced is concerned. The only thing is, if you put z equals to z bar directly for this expression, then this will become a huge question or huge problem. You will see that 3 to 4 lines is being added to this solution. But when you just simplify this by manipulation, then you can see that this becomes an average level question, right? So yes, most of the students have attempted this and have answered it correctly, but maximum students have approached this question via that method, that this equals to the conjugate of this, and some of the students have applied this, right? So we can save time by using this method, right? So now let's move to the next question. Now let's see what is the next question is all about. Okay, if function is this, fx is this, and gx is this, 2 ln upon ln, then evaluate the value of limit x tends to alpha plus f of gx. So this is purely a question of limits chapter. So again, this is a part of calculus. So this will become what we can do is take the limit inside the f function. We can do that. So limit x tends to alpha plus gx. Now if I find the value of this, then automatically I will find the value of this. So let's find the value of this expression. So limit x tends to alpha plus gx. Let's find the value of this. Now what is gx? Gx is this, right? So limit x tends to alpha plus 2 log root x minus root alpha upon log e to the power root x minus e to the power root alpha. Obviously ln can be written as log. Obviously the base is e, right? Now I have to find this. First let me see what is this indeterminate form is becoming. It is 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite. Let's see. So when I'll put x as alpha plus, so root of alpha plus will be a value which is just greater than root of alpha. So it will be approximate 0. Log of approximate 0 is minus infinite. So this is minus infinite. Now this expression will again be approximately 0. So log of 0 is minus infinite. Minus minus gets cancelled. So this expression is basically infinite by infinite. Now there are two methods for this. Either you can solve it by conceptual methods, like what you can do, you can just take out common e to the power root alpha in this bracket, then you can make expression like this. And the second is very helpful and very helpful for objective paper specifically, apply L'Hopital. You can apply L'Hopital and this question will again be reduced to 4 to 5 steps maximum, right? So let's apply L'Hopital. So I am applying L'Hopital because the form is infinite by infinite and we can do that for that, right? So log, differentiation of log is 1 upon root x minus root alpha, right? Now differentiation of root x is 1 upon 2 root x upon differentiation of log 1 upon e to the power root x minus e to the power root alpha. Now differentiation of e to the power root x is e to the power root x. Now differentiation of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. Chain rule. So this expression gets cancelled with this. Now what is left is, and there were some options, 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 and 3. So let's solve that. So e to the power root x minus e to the power root alpha goes in the numerator as e to the power root x minus e to the power root alpha, right? Then 1 upon root x minus root alpha, right? 1 upon e to the power root x. right? That's it. And the limit is obviously is going to x to the power alpha plus, right? It is alpha plus. Alpha plus. Now what? Now you can just take out this common thing, that is e to the power root alpha, right? Did we say 1 by root 1 by 2? Okay. So now it will become e to the power root x minus root alpha minus 1 upon root x minus root alpha into 1 upon e to the power root x, right? And alpha and x is going towards alpha. So this expression has become 1 because e to the power x minus 1 upon x is 1, right? So 2, okay, this 2 we have left it here, okay, let's write it as 2, right? 2, 2, again this will become 2 and this will become 2. So basically when I'll apply this limit as x tends to alpha, so this gets cancelled with this because the value of this will be same, so it will become 2. So the value of this thing, is 2. So actually we have to find the value of f of 2. So now we have to find the value of f of 2. Now what is f? F is sin pi x by 12. When we will write the value of x as 2, it will become pi by 6, and sin pi by 6 is actually half. So the answer is basically sin pi by 6 and is equals to half. So that is a good question on limits, but we have reduced this question to a very low level because we have applied the L'Hopital rule. So when you apply the L'Hopital, the whole questions become reduced to a 4 to 5 lines. So this is not very difficult, but it's a moderate question above than the means level, right? So the answer is basically 1 by 2, that is option C. Is it clear? So again you can see that the paper is still not difficult and not insolvable. It is basically a very solvable paper if we have done practice, right? Now let's see the next question. Find the value of, okay, we have to find the value of this whole expression. Now this expression has got cos inverse, sin inverse and tan inverse. Now obviously we can't use any formula that tan inverse plus tan inverse or sin inverse plus sin inverse or cos inverse plus cos inverse, because all the inverse trigonometric functions are different. So the first thing is, let's reduce them to a proper format, but you can see that it is root 2 by pi, 2 by pi square plus 2. So you can see there is a right triangle, or we can say there is a triplet of Pythagorean. How? Let's see. So let's assume this as theta. So let's start this question by assuming tan inverse of root 2 by pi as theta. Now you can see that root 2 by pi, root 2 is 1 point something, pi is 3 point something. So basically this is a less than 1 quantity but positive. So we can say that theta belongs to 0 say pi by 4. We can use close because this is less than 1 and tan is an increasing function. So this angle is less than pi by 4. So okay, so theta belongs to 0 say pi by 4. Now let's start this. Let's make a right triangle. Let's say this is theta. So I can say that tan theta is root 2 upon pi. So it will become root 2, it will become pi, and it will become 2 plus pi square. Now just see this. Can you see? Yes, it is all the expressions are basically the Pythagorean triplets. So it is root 2 upon pi square plus 2. Root 2 upon pi, root of 2 plus pi square, or basically pi square plus 2. Now can you see that this is basically sin theta. This expression is basically sin theta. So let's convert this cos inverse into sin inverse, right? So this expression is basically sin inverse theta. So here it sin theta basically, right? So this is sin theta, but here it is cos inverse. So let's convert this cos inverse into sin inverse. So it will be 3 by 2 pi by 2 minus sin inverse, and this is root 2 upon this is sin theta, right? So we have converted this expression into this, and sin inverse of sin theta will be theta because theta belongs to 0 say pi by 4. Okay, plus 1 by 4 sine inverse. Now let's see this expression. 2 root 2 pi. We have root 2 by pi and here it is root 2 pi. So let's divide numerator and denominator by pi square. Why pi square? So the numerator will become root 2 by pi, which I want, and in the denominator it will 1 become root 2 by pi whole square. So by that we can make some formula. So let's apply this. So I am dividing it by pi square in the numerator and the denominator. It will become 2 root 2 by pi upon 1 plus root 2 by pi whole square. See, 2 by pi square, 2 by pi square. So yes, plus tan inverse root 2 by pi is theta. So we have written theta. Now this expression will become theta. Sine inverse of sine theta is theta because theta belongs to 0 to pi by 4. So it will become 3 pi by 4. 3 pi by 4 minus 3 by 2 theta. 3 by 2 theta plus 1 by 4 sine inverse. Now 2 tan theta, root 2 by pi is tan theta. So 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta is sine 2 theta. So we can write it here, sine of 2 theta and plus theta. So we have converted everything in terms of theta and we can obviously convert this in terms of theta. So 3 pi by 4 minus 3 by 2 theta plus theta is minus 1 by 2 theta plus 1 by 4. Now sine inverse of sine 2 theta. I want to see how this 2 theta will come out of this sine inverse and sine. Maybe it's pi minus or pi plus or something like that. So first I have to see in what interval 2 theta belongs. So theta belongs to 0 to pi by 4. So 2 theta belongs to 0 to pi by 2. And when 2 theta belongs to 0 to pi by 2, I can always take 2 theta out of this. So it will become 2 theta, right? So 3 pi by 4 minus theta by 2 plus theta by 2. Oh, the answer is basically 3 pi by 4. So see, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, in the sixth step. So maximum, what we have done till now, all the questions are basically ending in about 5 to 6 steps if you follow the proper concept path, right? In the form of, in the limits we have done using L'Hopital because L'Hopital gives maximum times the shortest path to the answer, and in the first question we have reduced that complex expression into a very small expression. So yes, and if you practice, actually this all comes by practice. If you practice more and more, then you will get the feel that how one expression on one question can be reduced to 5 to 6 steps, right? So yes, the answer is 3 pi by 4. So the value of this is basically 3 pi by 4, right? So okay, so now let's move to the next question. Again a question on complex, okay, and every time we have seen that in advanced there is more than one question for complex because complexes actually have a more weightage than any other chapter. So z bar minus z square is equals to iota z bar plus z square, okay, then the number of distinct solution is. So maybe this is a objective, maybe this is subjective, it depends because what the students has given us the question is something like this, right? So the main thing is we have to solve that. So let's start solving that. So z bar, here it is z bar, here it is z bar, so let's z bar common. So z bar 1 minus iota is equals to iota plus, so it will be 1 plus iota z square. I have to solve this, I have to find the number of z which satisfy this equation. How can we solve that? Now let's first take mod on the both sides. So when we take mod on the both sides, 1 minus iota mod is root 2. Mod of z bar is mod of z bar, or we can say the conjugate of the mod of the conjugate of z is again mod of z is equals to root 2 and mod z square. So root 2 gets cancelled with root 2. So mod z is equals to mod z square. So from here we can see that mod z is either equals to 0 or either it will be equals to 1. When mod z is 0, the only option we have is z is equals to 0, that is 0 plus 0 iota. So z equals to 0 is one of the solutions. So we have got one of the solutions. Now what if mod z is equals to 1? So mod z equals to 1 means the modulus of z is 1. So we can assume this z is equals to, or we can assume z as e to the power iota theta, because the mod is 1, right? Now how to get this theta? If we get the theta, we'll get the number of solutions, or we can get the number of z which satisfy this equation. Now let's again use this equation for that. Let's apply z equals to iota e to the power iota theta. So this expression will become, now what is this? This is basically, let's write it again, root 2, 1 by root 2 minus iota by root 2, right, equals to root 2, 1 by root 2 plus iota by root 2 into z square. Root 2 gets cancelled. This is iota, obviously we have written the iota there, right? Okay. Now 1 by root 2 minus iota by root 2 can be written as e to the power iota minus pi by 4. Z bar is e to the minus iota theta equals to e to the power iota pi by 4 into e to the power iota 2 theta, right? Now let's bring e to the power iota theta in one side. So let's move it on the right hand side. It will become e to the power iota theta equals to e to the power iota minus pi by 2. Why minus pi by 2? Because pi 4 when will go to the left hand side, it will become 1 upon e to the power iota pi 4, which when goes in the numerator, it will become e to the power minus iota pi by 2. Now the thing is, we have to find e to the power iota theta to the power 3. I am making it on the opposite side. Well, it will become e to the minus pi by 2 to the power 1 by 3. So you can see that you have to find the cube root of this expression. So by applying the formula, I can write it as e to the power iota or iota 2k pi minus pi by 2 into 1 by 3. Applying the formula, you have added 2k pi or 2 pi k. Is this clear? Now when you will put the values of k as 0, 1, 2, because it is a cube root. When you have a cube root, then you get actually 3 solutions from this. You get actually 3 solutions. Cube root, z is equals to cube root of something. So according to cube root, you will get the 3 solutions. So you will get 3 solutions corresponding to k equals to 0, 1, 2. So total number of solutions, I want the total number of solutions. From this equation, you get 3 solutions, and we have already got z equals to 0 from the previous equation. So the total number of solution is actually 4. So we don't have to solve this, because we know by practice when there is a cube root, then we have 3 factors. When it is 1 by 4, it will have 4 factors or 4z. So basically this will have 3z. So from this we got 3z, and from the previous equation we got 1z as z equals to 0. So the total number of solutions of this equation is 4. So the answer is 4, right? Now let's move to the next question, and the next question is find the number of integers which can. So this is the first question which we have got from the 11th concept, that the number of integers, that is permutation and combination. So we have seen that either from the probability or from the permutation and combination, a difficult question always comes. But this question we will see is not difficult, but a bit tricky, because when we will solve, we will see that there is something which the student actually forgets to add or subtract. What is that thing? Let's find out. So find the number of integers which can be formed using the digits. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 digits, and we have to make a number that lies between 2022 and 4482, including these two. So from this we can make out that we have to actually made a 4-digit number, because a 3-digit number will be lesser than that and a 5-digit number will be greater than that. So we have to make 4-digit number, that is for sure. Now let's find out how many numbers we can make So the first digit from the left is actually 2, right? So we can't take 0 here obviously. So it has to be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, right? So I am writing either 2 can be used, either 3 can be used, or either 4 can be used. Now we will say, sir, there could be some number which is lesser than that, or will be lesser than that, or will be greater than that. We'll subtract it from the total number of numbers. What we will get from this is total numbers, right? So the first digit from the left can be 2 or 3 or 4. Now on this place, every number can be used, every digit can be used. So 1, 2, 3, we have 6 options. We have 6 options. We have 6 options, and here we have 3 options, right? So we'll get the total number of numbers as 6 into 6 into 6 into 3. We'll solve that after, right? Now in this total numbers, there could be some number which is lesser than that. For example, 2000, because 2000 we have, because it is not written that the digits cannot repeat, digits can repeat. So 2000 is included in that. 2002 is also included in that. We have to subtract these type of numbers. How can we do that? Let's see. So we are sure that what we have to subtract is, will start from the 2, right? So 2. Now let's suppose the second digit is 0, right? And the third digit is 0, right? So how many such digits we have to remove? So 200. Now at this place, any number can come, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have to actually remove that, because this is a number which is lesser than 2022. So in this place we can get 6 type of numbers. So we'll subtract this. So minus 6, because I have to subtract this. Now 2, 0, 0, or we can say that when the third digit is 2. We have started 200. So let's say, let the third digit from the left is 2. So how many numbers we have to remove? So 202, either 0 can come, right? 2020. Either 2 can come, but 2022 I have to include that 2022, right? So the only number which I have to remove is 2020, which is actually 1. So minus 1. Is there any more numbers which I have to subtract? 200, 2020. Now 203. I want 203 because it is greater than 2022. And 20. In the second place, can I get any other number? Because if I write 20, if I can write 2 here, then 22. No, 22 will be greater than this. So only numbers which are lesser than 2022, and we have actually counted these, are actually 7. So I have to remove 7 from this. Now let's see how many numbers we have counted in this which are actually greater than that. So 4482. Let's see how many numbers are greater than 4482. Right? So let's suppose our number starts from 4, right? 4482. How many numbers we have got? We have got 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So let's see, if the leftmost digit is 4, is there a number which we have to remove? So 4482. So 4482, right? So 4, if I start my number with 4, then 4482, right? So 4482, I want 4482. So 4, if the second digit is 4, how many numbers I have to remove? So every number which it starts from 4 will be lesser than 4482. So there is no number which I have to remove which starts, whose first 2 digits are 4 and 4. So if first digit is 4 and second digit is actually 6 or 7. So if I have to remove all the numbers which starts from 4 and whose second digit is 6 or 7. So how many such digits will be there? So it will be 6, 6, it will be 2. So 6 into 2, right? Now, if my number starts with 6, I didn't count any number which starts from 6. because I have counted only those numbers whose first digit is 4. So if first digit is 4, I have removed all the numbers which are greater than the number which is not required, and so this is basically 72. So I have to remove 72. So the final answer will be 666, that is 216 into 3. So that is 648, right? 648 rest minus 7 and 72. So you will get the answer finding the value of this. Is this clear? So it will become 569. So yes, that was a lengthier question. Why lengthier? Because I have to make the cases to remove what we are not. Is this clear? So this is again a challenging question, a difficult question, I would say. Right? Now let's move from the 11th section to again an 11th section. This is a problem from the basic mathematics. Why? Because if this is equal to this, then the product this equation will be. I have to find the product of all the solutions of this equation. Now you can see x to the power something equals to 5 to the power something, and it is you can see clearly that it is a problem of log. Now how can we solve that? Let's take log on the both sides. You have practiced more than enough for this chapter. Now take log from the both sides, and when you take the log, take the base as 5 because everywhere the base is 5. So when the base is 5, it will become 16 log x whole cube minus 68 log x right into log of x equals to minus 16 log of 5. And the base is 5. Obviously, I'm not writing the base, but I assume that actually the base is not necessary to write every time the base. We have understood that the base is 5 and it is given also. Log 5 is 1. Because the base is 5. Now you can see the only variable which is left is actually log x. Let's assume log x as t. So this equation will come 16 cube minus 68 into t is equals to minus 16. So it will become 16 to the power 4 minus 60 square minus 68 t square plus 16 is equals to 0. Now you can see it is a biquadratic. You can assume t square as something, or you can directly solve it. So 16, 256. So 64 into 4 is 2. Now we can actually solve this. Minus 64 t square minus 4 t square plus 16 equals to 0. Now let's take 16 t square common. It will become 4 to the power 4 minus 4 t square. Okay, we have taken t square as common. So t square will not come here, right? Let's remove that. And here it will be again t square, right? So 16 t square common. So t square minus 4 is there. Minus 4 and t square minus 4 equals to 0. T square is basically 1 by 4 and t square is 4. So t is basically plus minus 1 by 2 t is plus minus 2, right? So t is basically log x to the base 5 equals to plus minus half and log of x to the base 5 plus minus half. So from here x is equals to 5 plus minus 1 by 2 and here x will be equals to 5 to the power plus minus 2. So if you'll just multiply all this, because we have to find the product of the roots. When you multiply all this, the answer will come out to be as 1, because 5 to the power 1 by 2 into 5 to the power minus 1 by 2 will be 1, and 5 to the power 2 into 5 to the power 1 minus 2 will be 1. So the answer is basically 1. Is this clear? So not at all difficult. It is a very, very casual question. You can put this question as far as advanced is concerned, you can put this question as an easy level, because it is solved by basically most of the students what we have talked to, right? So let's start the next question. So the next question is, so basically this is the first question in our session, that is from actually, it's looking like angles, so trigonometry, or no, this is a question from the circle, and something is given as circumcircle. So let's read this and let's find out. Let ABC be a right triangle, okay, right triangle is given where angle is a 90 degree, okay. AB is given as 1 and AC is given as 3. So basically ABC, everything about the ABC is given. If a circle formed which touches the sides AB, okay, which is touching the sides AB as well as AC, and also it touches the circumcircle of triangle ABC internally, then its radius is. So basically internal touching is happening. Okay, let's make the diagram of this and let's find out. Let's do it on the next page. And basically there are some options also, so it's good that we can see the options. So the options are basically 4 minus root 10, 4 plus root 10, okay, some irrational options are there. So let's make a diagram. So we have a right triangle, something like this. So BAC, it is given at angle A is 90 degree and AB is 1, AC is 3, okay, and the circle is touching these two and is also touching the circumcircle of this triangle. So first make the circumcircle of this triangle something like this. It will be a very casual diagram. Something like this. Yeah, it's not looking like a circle, but just assume that it is a circle. Now our circle is touching both sides and this circle also. So it will be something like this. So it's basically something like this, right? So this is 1, this is 3, right? Okay, now let's find out what is more there in the question. It is touching this, so we have to find the radius of this. Now can we say that let's assume this as x-axis and y-axis, because a circle which touches both the axes, we can easily write the equation of that, right? So if it is given that it is touching both the axes basically, so we can directly write the center of this circle as r comma r, where r is the radius of the circle. So can you see that why we have assumed these sides as x-axis and y-axis, so that we can directly write the equation of this in terms of r. Now if I am given this triangle, I can find out everything about this circumcircle. For example, what is the center? Center of this circumcircle is the center of the hypotenuse. Now if this is y-axis and this is of length 1, so this b will be 0, 1 and this will be 3, 0. So basically this comes with the practice, right? That how can we solve such type of question where geometry is not given, only the data is given. So we have applied the geometry from our side because we have done the practice of that, right? So what will the center? Center will be, the hypotenuse is 3, 0, 1, 0, 1, so it will be 3 by 2, 1 by 2. Can we find the radius? Yes, let's assume that this, the radius of the circumcircle is capital R, and we know that the capital R is basically this thing, because this is the diameter and the half of the diameter is this BC is the diameter and this is the midpoint. Let's assume it as O dash and let's assume as at O. So O dash is the midpoint of BC, and we know what is BC. BC is actually 1 square plus 3 square, that 9, root 10. So the radius is basically root 10 by 2. So we have find out that capital R is root 10 by 2, right? Now what is the only variable left? The only variable left is small r. We know the equation of the bigger circle, we know the equation of the inner circle, we know that both are touching internally. So now we can apply the condition for the internal touching, that is O dash is r minus r. So the distance between the center is the difference between their radius. Now what is O dash? O dash, now let's do the squaring on the both sides. O dash square will be r minus 3 by 2 whole square plus r minus 1 by 2 whole square. This is O dash. What is r? R is root 10 by 2 minus r whole square. Can you see the only variable is r? You can easily solve this equation and find the value of r as 4 minus root 10. So this is the answer. There is no reasons to solve for solving me this question, because now it's very easy, very clear that there will be a quadratic in R, or we can solve this quadratic and we can find the value of R, right? So I'm not actually solving this equation because it will actually waste our time, because there is no actually concept behind this. You can easily solve that, right? So now let's take another question. Let M equals to this, okay, again a 12th concept, that is in matrices. So this is a question of matrix, directly we can see, and okay, some options are given. So M is given, I have to find M to the power 2022, right? Now, what the first thing a student can do about this question is, we have seen that if some M is given and if M to the power something is to find out, we have to check, or we will check, that is M square or is M cube or is M to the power 4 is making some, there is some pattern or not. So when we do M square, M to the power cube, there is no pattern actually. So maximum students what they do, and is actually the process to find out M square and so on. And whenever you do that, you will find some pattern, but in this question you will not find any pattern, right? So 4 to 5 minutes are gone, for example. Like then what? Students then just stops doing that and then move to next question, right? But this question is actually tricky and is a manipulation question. There is a manipulation in this question, right? So the thing is, we can say that if M is equals to this, can we break M in terms of I, that is identity matrix? So I can break this 5 by 2 as 1 plus 3 by 2, right? And this minus half, I can break it in the form of 1 minus 3 by 2. So what will it become? It will become I plus, see, 3 by 2, 3 by 2, minus 3 by 2 and minus 3 by 2. Can you see? Yes sir, some pattern is coming in the way, right? We can take the common 3 by 2 from this and it will become 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay, right? Now let's see some pattern here. This is making some pattern, because if I want to find M to the power something, that then I can find this to the power something, because this is actually M. This is I, which can be symbolized as 1 plus 3 by 2 something. Now let's say this is A. So A, we has assumed this as 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So what will be A square? Let's see. What will be A square? So A square will be 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So 1, minus 1, 0. 1 minus 1 will be 0, 1 minus 1, 1 will be 0, and minus 1 plus 1 will be 0. Okay, now can you see A square is coming out to be 0, and if A square is coming out to be 0, then A cube, A to the power 4 till any number, it will always come out to be 0. So now, or 0 means null matrix, obviously we are talking about the matrix, right? So now there is a pattern. Now we can apply the binomial theorem on this M. So M to the power 2022, which is actually asked by this, is 1 plus 3 by 2 A to the power 2022. Right? So this is basically a question of basically mixed concept from binomial theorem as well as from the matrix part. I will put this question as a difficult one, because this is really very hard to identify this, because there is so much pressure in the exam. How can a student just can relate this, right? So yes, this is a very good question. So now let's see, apply the binomial theorem on this. So it will be 2022 C naught I to the power 2022 plus 2022 C1 I to the power 2021 into 3 by 2 of A plus 2022 C2 I to the power 2020, that will be I only, and 3 by 2 to the power 3 by 2 A to the power 2. So the power is 1, then the power is 2, and then so on till 2022 C2022 3 by 2 by 2 A to the power 2022. Now can you see something? A square, A cube, A to the power 4 and so on. So this whole term will become null matrices. Null matrices. So what we are left with? 2022 C naught is 1. 1 into I to the power 2022. I to the power anything will be I. So it will be I plus 2022 into 3 by 2 into A. So we have to find this. This is the only thing we have to find out. So we know the value of everything. I is basically 1001 plus 2022 into 3 by 2A. 3 by 2A is equals to this 3 by 2, 3 by 2, 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2, and now you can easily find the value of this, and when you will solve this, the answer will come out to be as this matrix, right? So this is really a good question, a difficult question. Most of the students what we have talked to has left this question because they haven't find the pattern of m to the power in m to the power 2, in m to the power 3 and so on, right? So now let's move to the next question. That is, consider an AP as this with an initial term as 7 and the common difference is 8. Define Tn such that Tn plus 1 minus Tn is equals to An, okay, and T1 as given as 3. Right, okay, some AP is given and Tn minus 1 minus Tn. We have given the relation between T, the consecutive terms of T as An, which is a term of an AP. And we have to find Tn. And there are some options, T30, T20. So first we have to, the main motto of this question is to find T. Can you see a telescopic series will be formed, Tn plus 1 minus Tn. So we'll just quickly do this quotient is equals to An, right? So when I'll put n equals to 1, so T2 minus T1 is A1, T3 minus T2 will be A2, T4 minus T3 will be A3, till n. So Tn plus 1 minus Tn will be An. Can you see the telescopic series? That the terms will get cancelled when we'll add that. So it will be Tn plus 1 minus T1, which is given in the question, is equals to sum of the first n terms of an AP, which is equals to n by 2 into 2A. A is given as 7 and common difference is given as 8. So it will be 14 plus n minus 1 into D, that is 8, right? So Tn plus 1 will become n by 2, 14 minus 8 is 6, right? 14 minus 8 is 6, 6 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3, so it will be 3n. And into 8n, 8n divided by 2 will be 4n, so it will be plus 4n square. T1 will go on the right hand side and T1 is basically 3, so it is 3. So we have found the value of Tn plus 1. We can directly find the value of Tn by this, by replacing n by n minus 1. So 3n minus 1 plus 4n minus 1 whole square plus 3. You will get the value of Tn as this, and then you can check everything. You can see what is the value of T20, you can see what is the value of T30, summation Tn. Now how to find the summation of Tn? Let's first simplify this. So it will be 4n square, right, minus 2n minus 8n. minus 8n plus 3n will be minus 5n. So plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 is plus 7. 7 minus 3 will be 4. So this is this. Now if I want to find sigma Tn, so sigma Tn will be equals to 4 times sigma n square minus 5 times sigma n plus 4 sigma. You can find the value of each and every term because you know that formula for this, you know the formula for this, you know the formula for this, and then you can see which option is basically satisfying. So the answer is actually B and D. You can satisfy this. You can find the value of T20 by putting the value of n as 20. You can find the value of summation Tn where n is from 1 to 20 by putting the value of n equals to 20 in that. Is this clear? So it is not a difficult problem, but yes, it is a lengthy problem because see, if anything you, if any mistake you make in this while calculating the value of T20 or T19, that it is will really cost you negative marking and it will really cost you marks as well as time, right? So yes, this question is basically lengthy, and due to lengthy we can put this question as above moderate level, right? Now let's see another question. Okay, this is looking something like a trigonometry thing. So alpha and beta minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, sin alpha plus beta is given, cos alpha minus beta is given. We have to find the value of this. Okay, so the thing is we have to use this to find the value of this. How can we do that? Sin alpha plus beta is sin alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sin beta, and cos of alpha minus beta is cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. Can we make that in this expression? If we combine this and just add them, it will become sin alpha sin beta plus cos alpha cos beta. Yes sir, it is making cos of alpha minus beta in the numerator, and in the denominator it is cos beta sin beta. When you multiply by 2, it will becomes sin of 2 beta. Similarly, when apply this and this, when we will add this and this, so cos beta cos alpha plus sin alpha sin beta, it is again become 2 cos alpha minus beta upon sin 2 alpha. Now cos alpha minus beta, let's find the value of this and then finally we'll make the square of that. Okay, we have to actually find the square value of this. So let's find out the value of the expression which is inside square, right? So we can take out common 2 cos alpha minus beta, which is actually written as 2, which is actually given as 2 by 3. So 2 into 2 by 3, that is 4 by 3 into 1 upon sin 2 beta plus 1 upon sin 2 alpha. Now the only task is to find the value of sin 2 beta and sin 2 alpha via this. How can we do that? Now this is actually a very good question now. From alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta, how can we get 2 beta and 2 alpha, right? We can actually find the value of, in the numerator it will not be 2, yeah, it will be sin 2 alpha. So we can find the value of sin 2 alpha by creating 2 alpha using alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta as, so sin 2 alpha can be written as sin of alpha plus beta plus alpha minus beta. You know sin alpha plus beta, alpha minus beta, cos alpha plus beta, cos alpha minus beta. So you can actually put the value of these as sin alpha plus beta, cos alpha minus beta plus cos alpha plus beta sin alpha minus beta. You know everything. So you can put the value of this and can find the value of 2 alpha. Similarly, sin of 2 beta can be written as sin of alpha plus beta minus alpha minus beta. You can apply the formula here, you can put the values here, then you can find the value of sin 2 beta, sin 2 alpha, you can put the values of those quantities inside this, take the square, and then you will find the answer. So the only manipulation which one can find is, first we have to see what are those expressions which we have to add, and then we have to see how to find this. This is the only challenge in this question, that is nothing. So I would suggest that I would say that this question is above moderate level, because in the pressure of time, student might not might not get clicked the value that how to get the value of this. Is this clear? So now let's move to the next question, that is consider Fn minus n is this up to n terms where n tending to infinite. Can you see something? It is a sum in terms of n and it is n tending to infinite. So what topic is this question from? Can you see? Limit as sum, limit as sum. So yes, every topic is very important. Normally what students do is they just leave this topic because limit as sums that this is a very rare topic, rarely it comes, but when it comes, it becomes very easy for the students who have actually done this in the practice section. Is this clear? So let's find out the value of this. So first we have to find the Fn. So Fn will be equals to this whole expression plus n. Now let's find out the expression in terms of R. You know what we do in the limit as sum? We represent this whole summation in the terms of sigma and then write the whole expression in terms of R and n, then replace R by x and n by 1 and then we just integrate that. So let's first find out what is this. We have to see what is actually repeating, what is not repeating, so on. So 16, 32, 48. Can you see? 16 table, 16, 32, 48. So the first thing will be 16R, where R is from 1, right? Minus 3n square, minus 3n square, minus 3n square. Okay, minus 3n square is coming in every term. 5n, n, minus 3n. Can you see there is an AP? Decreasing AP, 5n, n, minus 3n. So if I just find the general term, then I'll put it here in the terms of R. So my whole motive is to find this as a general term. Before that, let's first write the denominator in terms of n. So you can see 4n, 8n, 12n, there is a table of 4. So 4rn plus 3n square plus 3n square plus 3n square. Okay. So basically this is very easy. Now just we have to do is 5n, n, minus 3n, what is the general formula for this? So TR for this, I am calculating for this. First term is 5n plus R minus 1, we have to find the Rth term, R minus 1 into D. What is D? D is actually minus 4, right? So it will become, let's put this n out of the context, we'll multiply it by n final, right? So 5 plus n minus R minus 1 into minus 4. So minus minus will be plus, it will be 9 minus 4R. So 5n minus 5, 1 minus 3. So the general term is 9 minus 4R multiplied by n. So let's put the value of this as minus 4n and plus 9n minus 4rn. Right, when you put R as 1, it will become 5n. When I will put R as 2, so it will be n. When I will put R as 3, 9 minus 12, and that, yes, it is correct, right? So can you see something? 3n square and 4n are actually generating in the numerator, right? So we can just break the numerator and there are some options we'll talk about after that. First let's solve that. So 16R plus 9n. So sigma 16R plus 9n upon 4rn plus 3n square. Now let's just separate that. Minus 3n square minus 4n upon 4rn plus 3n square, it will become minus n. And on the left side we have fn minus n equals to something. Can you see this minus n and this minus n gets cancelled? Why this minus n? Because it is minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 n times, it will become minus n, right? Now fn is equals to sigma this. Now what is the procedure? Just replace r by x and n by 1 and limit from 0 to 1, because the last term is basically up to n terms. So up to n terms, so 0 r equals to 1 to n, lower limit is 1 by n, that is infinite, upper limit is n by n, that is 1, and then 16x plus 9 upon 4x plus 3. this will be the integration of this will be the answer. So the only thing is we have to just integrate this, and this integrand is very loving because we can easily solve this. So we can do this 4 into 4x plus 3, so 16x plus 12 minus 3 upon 4x plus 3, integration is 0 say 1 dx, it will become 4 dx minus, we can directly integrate this as, let's integrate directly, it is very easy. So 4x 0 to 1 minus 3 log 4x plus 3 0 to 1, right? Now I can solve, it will be 4 minus 3 log 7 is the answer. 4 minus 7 by 3, now let's see what is, okay. So minus 3 log 7 minus plus 3 log 3. So minus 3 log 7 by 3 is the answer, right? So we can see and divide by 4 also, because the coefficient of x is 4. So by seeing the option I have clicked that we have not divided the expression by 4, because there will be a division of 4 because the coefficient of x is 4. So this is actually 3 by 4, right? So yeah, the answer is actually A, 4 minus 3 by 4 log 7 by 3, right? So yes, so if you have done the practice of limit as a sum, then you can easily solve this question. It is not so difficult, right? Now let's see the next question, again from the limits, direct question from the limits, e to the power something minus something plus something and upon something. It's very easy actually. How? First thing we have to do, what we have to do is just replace this sine square x by x square, because let's multiply this expression as x square, this will become 1. So in the denominator I have, there is an x cube, x square into x. Now you can see there is a power and x is going towards 0, so we can apply the binomial here, that is 1 plus x to the power n is basically 1 plus nx and so on, where x is tending towards 0, right? What will be the expansion of e to the power x cube? The expansion of e to the power x is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial and so on. So let's just find out. So it will be 1 plus e to the power, or it will become 1 plus x cube and so on. We will not write more than x cube because the denominator, the degree of the denominator is 3. So moreover, all the terms which are having the power greater than 3 will become 0 because x is tending towards 0, right? So we don't need to write those terms which has the higher degree than 3, right? Here it is, what is here? It is plus or minus, it is minus 1 minus n x and so on, right? Plus 1 minus n x and so on minus 1 into sin x. What is the expansion of sin x? X cube minus x minus x cube minus something. So it will be x and so on, x minus x cube by 3 and so on, right? Now this one gets cancelled by this one. So let's collect the coefficient of x cube both in the numerator and the denominator. So in the numerator it will become 1 plus 1 by 3, right? X into x square will be x, so minus 1 by 2. This will be the answer. Just collect the coefficient of x cube, right? Because the terms which are having the power of x is more than 3 will get 0, because x is tending towards 0. So 1 and 1 gets cancelled. This 1 and this minus 1 will get cancelled. So minus half into x square into x will be minus half x cube. So the coefficient of that x cube is minus half, 1 by 3. And then just find the value of this. It will be 6 minus 2 plus 3. So 6 plus 2 minus 3. That is 6 minus 1, that is 5 by 6 is the answer. So you can see two-step answer, right? So it is basically not an advanced level question, it is below moderate. Like you have to just apply those formula. If you don't know the formula, then obviously this is not going to work. You have to apply the null orbital and so on. But if you know the formula, the expansion formula, then this question is actually very easy, right? Now let's move to the next question. Again an integration question, 1 to e. So basically you can see that the calculus is very dominant in this paper, right? When you see ln x to the power half upon x, a minus ln x to the power 3 by 2 whole square is equals to 1, then some options are there. Possible value of a is an integer, there exists no real a, there exists more than, okay. First let's find the value of a, then we'll see. Let's see this. What is this? ln x to the power half and x, 1 by x. So 1 by x is a differentiation of ln x. So that's sure that we have to assume ln x is something t, but it is written that in the numerator it is ln x to the power half. So it is very obvious that let's assume a minus ln x to the power 3 by 2 as t. When you assume this as t, now let's differentiate this, it will become minus 3 by 2 ln x to the power 1 by 2 into 1 by x into dx, right? Dx will be equals to dt. So ln x to the power 1 by 2 by x dx will be equals to minus 2 by 3 dt. So basically now we have done the substitution. Now it has become very easy. You have to just see what is the lower limit and what is the upper limit. So when x is 1, it will become 0, so t will be a. When x is e, it will become 1, 1 to the power 3 by 2 is actually 1, so a minus 1. Dx is minus 2 by 3 dt upon t square. Now it is a very easy question. You can always solve this even in your dreams. Dt by t square, that is minus 1 by t. Put the values, get the values of a, and when we will put the values of a quadratic will become, and these options will be matching for that. There exists more than one value of a because they will be quadratic, and some possible values of a are irrational. The solutions for that quadratic will be irrational, so second option also matches. Is this clear? So again a very solvable question, not a difficult one. Now let's see the last question. Consider a curve x equals to minus t, y equals to t minus p, z equals to p plus 1. Okay, x, y, z is given. So it might be the case that this question is from 3D. If s is a point on this, okay, whose reflection in the curve is this, then okay, if s is a point, we have to find the reflection of this point which is in 3D. This is this, okay. So the only challenge is, let's find the plane, or let's find the equation of the plane, and then we can apply the formula of the reflection which we know directly by heart. So just see, there are two variables, minus t, p, okay, minus p, minus, okay, just add by adding these three equation, that is x plus y plus z. So minus t will get cancelled by t, minus p will get cancelled by p, so it will be 1. So this is the curve. Now then apply the formula, that is x minus 10 upon 1, y minus 15 upon 1 equals to z minus 20 upon 1 equals to minus 2 times of 10 plus 15 plus 20 upon 3. You will get the value of alpha. This is basically alpha, this is basically beta, and this is basically gamma, because alpha, beta, gamma is given as the reflection. So alpha you will know, beta you will know, and gamma you will know, and then there are 4 options basically. Let's see the options. So the options are 3 times alpha plus beta. You will know this because when you find the value of alpha plus beta plus gamma, you can verify every option, and the options are basically B, C and D, which actually matches, right? So this is basically the paper which we have got from our students. This is basically memory based. Maybe 1 or 2 questions are here and there which are not correct, but yeah, most of the questions are actually verified, right? So now let's move ahead, and now Shantanu sir will discuss the paper of chemistry, and then that's it from my side. Thanks you and have a nice day.
Hello students, so we'll discuss chemistry paper now, right? Paper number 1, JEE Advanced 2022. So how is the paper? Chemistry paper, it was easy, right? If you compare it with mathematics or physics, you will find that chemistry portion is very easy. So just like JEE Mains paper, this paper is also easy. But if you compare JEE Mains level and JEE Advanced level, so be assured JEE Advanced level will be much higher if you compare it with JEE Mains level, right? But still, if you see this paper, chemistry paper, you will find that the questions are very easy, right? So let's begin the discussion of this paper. Let's start from this question. So this question is from inorganic chemistry. The question says, on reaction with O2F2, this xenon compound, this will make this product P. Now, once you have this product P, you are doing hydrolysis of 1 mole of P, then some HF, this compound is forming. So you have to tell how many moles of HF will be formed. So let's try this question. So xenon, it is reacting with O2F2, and we know this, that on reaction it will form which compound? XCF2 and oxygen O2. Now we don't know what is P. It can be XCF2 also, it can be O2 also. But in the question we have a very good hint that on hydrolysis the product P is forming HF. So that means it must be having fluorine atom. And now we know that only XCF2 contains fluorine atom. So the product P will be XCF2. Now the second reaction will be like this: XCF2 on hydrolysis, that means on reaction with H2O, it will form, what will it form? It will form the HF, this compound HF, one of the compound will be HF. Now, next thing will be, if you form HF, you only have Xc and oxygen gas. So we can write Xc and O2. This is the complete reaction. But now the question is asking how many moles of HF will be formed if you take only 1 mole of XCF2. So now the question is, how will you balance this equation? So it's very simple. XCF2, we have 2 fluorine atoms, so we can do 2 HF over here, right? And what about oxygen? Here we have only 1 O, and here we have O2, so we can do half O2. And how many xenon atoms? Here we have 1 xenon, here also we have 1 xenon, so it is already balanced. What about hydrogen atom? It is also balanced. Here we have H2, here we have 2H, so it is balanced. Now it's very easy. If you take 1 mole of XCF2, you will get 2 moles. Here we have 2, so 2 moles of HF. So the correct answer would be 2. The correct answer to this question is this number 2, right? So the question is very easy. If you know these reactions, then you can very easily do this reaction. do this question. Now let's move forward. Okay, so atoms of an element crystallize in FCC lattice. So that means this question is from solid state, right? Okay, so here we have one FCC lattice and they also occupy alternate tetrahedral voids. Okay, so this is a modified version of FCC. Then packing fraction of solid is, what is the packing fraction of this solid? That we have to find. So to solve this question, we will need this formula, that packing fraction, this value is Z into 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by the volume of unit cell, which is A cube, right? This is the formula that we can use. Now, what is the value of Z? What is the value of Z for this particular lattice? Let's find out. So here we have FCC lattice, right? If they have given us FCC lattice, we already know that there must be 4 effective number of atoms. So here from this hint we know that at least 4 atoms are there. Now the question also says we have some extra atoms also, right? They occupy alternate tetrahedral voids. Now how many tetrahedral voids are there in FCC? Total number of tetrahedral voids are 8. But in those 8 tetrahedral voids, we should use only alternate tetrahedral voids. So that will be how much? Just take half of 8. So this will be half of 8. This will give you total number of atoms would be 8 finally. So now we have total effective number of atoms in this particular lattice, which is 8. So now we know the value of this Z. It is 8 for this particular lattice. Now to calculate the value, we will need some relation between R and A to cancel out these terms. Now how will we solve this? It's very simple. If they occupy alternate tetrahedral voids, that means atoms are placed at tetrahedral voids as well as corner, right? We already have FCC lattice. That means atoms are already placed at the corner positions. We also have atoms at tetrahedral voids. So that means, okay, so some options were given. How will we solve this? If you take a look at the lattice, you will find that at the corner positions we have atom, and at tetrahedral void also we have atom, one atom. So if you take a look at this distance between the corner atom and the adjacent tetrahedral void atom, you will find that this value will be root 3a divided by 4. We already know the distance between corner and tetrahedral void, and this value, it should be equal to 2r. Why 2r? Because it's very easy. R is coming from this, R is the radius of atom, and R is, one more R is coming from this particular atom. So when you add these terms, R plus R, you will find that it will be 2r. Now from this equation we already have the relation between R and A. So you can do A will be equal to 8r divided by root 3. So now we also have relation between A and R. Now it's very simple. You just need to put this A value in this equation that we have for packing fraction, which is, packing fraction is 8 into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by A cube, 8r divided by root 3 whole cube. If you solve this question, solve these terms, you can cancel out these r terms, right? R cube and r cube. If you solve this, you will find that the answer is 35%, roughly 35%. This will be the answer to this question. Now again, this question is very easy. If you know the basics, You will find it very easy. Let's move to the next question. Okay, so which of the following are correct? The question says chemist's option is endothermic. So this question is from surface chemistry. Chemist's option is endothermic. Okay, chemist's option involve unimolecular layer. Or now physics option, it will increase with decrease in temperature, or is it in physics option 100 to 140 kilojoule of heat is released? Let's do this question, it's very easy. So chemist's option or any type of adsorption, they are exothermic, not endothermic. So this is incorrect. It is not endothermic. Chemist's option involve unimolecular layer. This is correct because you can only have one bond between adsorbate and adsorbent. Once you make that bond, once you have that bond, the other atoms which are above this particular atom, it cannot make this bond, right? So that is why we only have unimolecular layer in chemist's option. So this is correct, this is okay. Now let's move to C. Physics option increases with decrease in temperature. Yes, this option is correct. And in physics option, 100 to 140 kilojoule of heat is released. These values are fairly high. So this cannot be for physics option. It could be possible for chemist's option, but this option will be incorrect. This is incorrect. It is around 20 to 40 kilojoule, not 100 to 140. So the only correct options are B and C, right? A very simple question from surface chemistry. Now let's move forward. Okay, so here we have one more reaction. HClO3 on reaction with HCl give product X, which on reaction with ozone gives product Y. Then you have to find what is Y. What is this product Y? Some options are also given. Let's do this question. So here we have HClO3. HClO3. This can react with HCl to form. Here we must know the reaction completely, otherwise it will be difficult, right? So it will form Cl2 and H2O. We need not balance this equation. It is not required because once you have the Cl2, you can do reaction with ozone. So we know that Cl2, it can react with ozone to first form ClO3, which is an odd electron species. That means it is not very stable. So what will happen? Once you have this ClO3, it will combine with itself, right, to form a dimer. So dimer of ClO3 will be Cl2O6. And that is why the correct option would be this one, Cl2O6, option A, right? Another very easy question from inorganic chemistry. Now let's move forward. Okay, again some reactions. AgNO3 on heating releases two paramagnetic gases. Okay, then calculate number of electrons in anti-bonding orbitals of the gas which has higher number of unpaired electrons. Okay, so here we have this AgNO3. We must know the reactions first. So what is the reaction? AgNO3 on heating, if you heat this silver nitrate, first you will get this Ag2O and NO2 gas. This is the first type of gas that we will get while doing this reaction. Now, Ag2O can further decompose on heating. It will form pure silver and oxygen gas. So here we have the second number of gas, the second type of gas, which is O2 and NO2. These are the two paramagnetic gases. Now let us find the number of unpaired electrons in these gases. So NO2, it is an odd electron species. It contains one unpaired electron, while O2 by MOT, molecular orbital theory, we know that it contains two unpaired electrons. Two unpaired electrons. So that means we are talking about, the question is saying about this gas, O2 gas, right? So this is the gas for which we need to find the number of anti-bonding orbitals. Okay, now it's very simple. So O2 contains how many electrons? A total of 16 electrons. So let's write its electronic configuration using MOT. It will be like this: sigma 1s2, then sigma star 1s2, then after this sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. Then after this, as it contains 16 electrons, which is more than 14, here we will write pi 2pz 2, now pi 2px, which is equal to pi 2py. Here also both of them will contain 2 electrons. So right now we have already filled a total number of 14 electrons. We need to fill 2 more electrons. So let's fill them. Now we will fill them in anti-bonding orbitals. Pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py, 1 electron each. So this is the electronic configuration of O2 according to molecular orbital theory. Now it's very easy. We need to just count the anti-bonding orbitals. Okay, so 2 from this one, 2 from this sigma star 2s2, and 1 from this pi star 2px, 1 from this pi star 2py. How many? 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, that means 6. So the correct answer would be 6 for this question. So this question contains many concepts, but still you will find that it is very easy if you know the reactions. If you don't know the reaction, then it will be difficult. Okay, let's move forward. So another question from inorganic chemistry. PBS on reaction with concentrated HNO3 release a gas X. You have to say about the following properties which are about this gas X. The properties are like this: is it paramagnetic? Is it colorless? The molecule is bent shape, or is it an acidic oxide? Let's try this question. So here also we must know the reaction PBS when reacts with HNO3. Here HNO3, this act like an oxidizing agent, right? So it will convert this PBS to PbSO4, lead sulfate, and what will be the other products? It will be sulfur and H2O and NO, which is the only gas present on the product side. So we have already identified what is X. X is this NO gas. This is X, NO. Now let's see. Is it paramagnetic? Yes, it is paramagnetic. Why? If you count the number of electrons, you will find that it is odd number, and according to MOT, you can easily say that it will be paramagnetic. So this is correct. Is it colorless? Yes, it is. It is also colorless that means it is transparent. It doesn't have any color. Now, the molecule is bent. Is it bent in shape? No, because it will be linear. We only have 2 atoms, N and O. You cannot make a bent structure out of a compound which only contains 2 atoms. So that means this option is incorrect. Is it acidic? It is an oxide, but still NO is a neutral oxide. It is not acidic oxide, right? So that means this option is also incorrect. The only correct options are A and B, right? I hope this question is clear to you. Let's move forward. Okay, so this question is from physical chemistry. 1.24 gram of white phosphorus on reaction with excess amount of NaOH base produce a gas X, which on reaction with copper sulfate CuSO4 gives a product. Okay. Then find mass of this copper sulfate which is consumed in this reaction, right? Okay, so how will we do this? We must know the reaction. White phosphorus is P4. When it will react with NaOH, it will form PH3 and NaH2PO2. This is a very common reaction. It is also asked in JEE mains exam, right? Okay. Now, we must balance it also. Here you will make it 3, right? Here also 3. This is how you can balance it. Now, P4, what is the amount that we have taken? 1.24 grams. What is the weight of P4? 31 into 4. That will also give you 124. So, this number of moles will be 1.24 divided by 124. That means 0.1. So, 0.1 moles of P4 will give you 0.1 moles of PH3 gas, 1:1 ratio between P4 and PH3. Now, this PH3 gas, which is X, this will react with CuSO4. The next reaction is like this: PH3 plus CuSO4. When it will react, it will form Cu3P2. Cu3P2. And what will be the other product? It will be H2SO4. Right? Here also, we need to balance it. So, how will we balance it? Cu3, so that means we need to do 3 over here, and 3 sulfur, that means we can do 3 on this side, right? And P2, 2 PH3. So, this is how you can balance this equation. Now, let us see. The question says that we need to find the mass of copper sulfate. So, that means mass of this compound is need to be calculated. Now, how will we do this? It's very simple. You just need to apply the mole concept. Okay, so here we have 0.01 moles, 0.01, not 0.0, here we have 0.01 moles of PH3. So, let us see. So, according to this equation, 2 moles of PH3 will react with 3 moles of copper sulfate, but we only have 0.01 moles. So, according to this mole concept, the stoichiometric ratios, we can do 3 by 2 into 0.01 moles of copper sulfate. Now, we have the moles of copper sulfate. The question is not asking for moles. The question says that we need to find the mass of copper sulfate. That means, once we have the moles, we need to multiply it by the molar mass of CuSO4. Now, what is the molar mass of CuSO4? So, you can calculate it also. Copper is around 63.5, sulfur is 32, and here we have O4, 16 into 4, right? That would be 64. If you solve it, you will find that it will be very close to 159.5. You can take 159 also, right? You just need to multiply by 159, and this will give you, the answer will be close to 2.38, around 2.38, right? So, the answer would be this value, 2.38 grams, right? The answer would be 2.38. I hope this question is clear to you. Now, let us move forward. Okay. Let us see. Bn, boron nitride, which is also called inorganic graphite because of its structure. Okay. So, it can be prepared by reaction of ammonia. Ammonia is your NH3 gas with which of the following compound? So, again they are asking for some reactions. Let us see. So, this is a multiple correct question. We need to check for all the options. First, let us check for B2H6. B2H6 normally will not form Bn, but on extreme conditions, on higher temperature, this reaction can take place. B2H6 plus NH3 at high temperature, it can form Bn with H2 gas, Bn whole X, right? So should we keep this in our answer? Yes, we need to keep this. A simple boron atom, can it form this Bn on reaction with ammonia? No, it does not form. Okay, what about B2O3? Now B2O3 will also react with ammonia, NH3 gas, to form Bn as well as H2O. So again, this will be included in our answer. Okay, what about this NaBH4? No, NaBH4 does not react with ammonia to form Bn. So the correct option will be option A and C, B2H6 and B2O3, right? If you know the reactions, then it's very simple. Let's move forward. Okay, so one question from physical chemistry, 0.01 mole of each H2CO3, NHCO3, Na2CO3 and NaOH. So we have taken 4 different compounds. They are mixed in 100 ml of water. Okay. So the question is asking for final pH of the resulting solution. Final pH of the final solution, right? Some values are also given, pK1 and pK2 of H2CO3, 6.8 and 10.32. Now, how will we do this reaction? How will we do this question? It's very simple. So here we have H2CO3, which is acid, right? NaOH, this is a base. So whenever you add acid with base, neutralization reaction will happen. So we need to do this H2CO3 plus NaOH. It will form, first it will form NaHCO3, right? Okay, let's see. So we have 0.01 moles of H2CO3. We also have 0.01 moles of NaOH. At the starting point, we do not have NaHCO3 from this reaction, but we still have NaHCO3, right? Here you can see we have taken NaHCO3 also. So you can write 0.01 over here at time equal to 0, starting point. Now, after some time, when reaction will proceed, it will form NaHCO3. How much? How much will be the amount? So here you can see this 0.01, this is also 0.01. It will form a new NaHCO3 by the same amount, 0.01. But since we already have this 0.01 moles of NaHCO3, we can simply add it. So the final moles of NaHCO3 will be 0.01 plus 0.01. That will be 0.02. In the final mixture, we will not have this H2CO3. It is already consumed. What about this NaOH? This is also consumed. It will not be there. Okay, NHCO3 will be there. One more thing will also be there. This Na2CO3 will also be there, that we have taken earlier. So in the final solution, we have NaHCO3. How much? 0.02 moles. We also have Na2CO3. How much? 0.01 moles. And now you can see, so this is the salt and this is acid, right? They will form a buffer solution. So now it's very easy to find the pH, final pH. We can simply apply this formula. pH will be equal to pKa. But which one? Ka1 pK1 or pK2? So here you can see we have Na2CO3, we have NaHCO3, that means HCO3 minus and CO3 minus 2. So we must use pKa2 value, right, plus log of concentration of salt divided by concentration of acid. Instead of concentration, we can use moles also, because the volume part, when we calculate molarity, the volume part will be same. It will be 100 ml, same for both of them. So let's apply this formula. pH, final pH will be equal to pKa2. pKa2 is 10.32, so we can write 10.32 plus log of concentration of salt 0.01 divided by acid. Acid is our NaHCO3 part, 0.02. So on calculation, this will give you minus of log 2, which is 0.3, minus of 0.3. So when you subtract 0.3 from 10.32, you will get the final answer would be like this, 10.02. This will be the correct answer to this question, right? I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, let's proceed. Let's see. So one more question from inorganic chemistry. The reactions which are taking place in temperature range of 900 Kelvin to 1500 Kelvin in blast furnace in metallurgy of iron are. So these temperatures, 900 Kelvin to this 1500 Kelvin, this range is the lower temperature range. That means these reaction must happen at the upper portion of the blast furnace. Let's see the options. So here we have all the options. So first one would be decomposition of limestone, calcium carbonate. It will decompose to form calcium oxide and CO2 gas. Is this correct? Yes, it is. This will happen in the upper portion of blast furnace in this temperature range. Now, once we have this calcium oxide, it will combine with this SiO2, which is the gangue part, and it will form this calcium silicate, and yes, slag formation will happen. This is also correct. It will happen in the upper portion. Now, once we have this CO, which is formed on partial oxidation of carbon, right? So, FeO plus CO, this will form Fe plus CO2. Is this correct? Yes, it is. But what about this equation, FeO plus only carbon? What about this one, right? So, is this equation correct? Yes, it is correct. Will this happen in blast furnace? Yes, it will happen. But the question says that we have to identify only those reactions which will happen in this temperature range, 900 Kelvin to 1500 Kelvin. This reaction happens at fairly high temperatures, around 2000 Kelvin. So we must not select this reaction. The only correct option will be this one, these one, A, B and C. So a very simple question, right? If you know the technical details, then you can easily do this question. Let's move to the next question. So which of the following option are correct about 2pz orbital? So a question from inorganic chemistry, molecular orbital theory. So the options are like this. Sigma star 2pz orbital will have 3 nodal planes. Let's see. So here we have 2pz and we need to make sigma star 2pz. How will we make? So 2pz is like this, plus minus, and when you subtract it, right, with this plus and minus to make anti-bonding orbital, we need to do this. What will you get? You will get this one. You will get this sigma star 2pz. here you will see that we have 3 nodal planes, 1, 2 and 3. So is this correct? Yes, it is. Option A is absolutely correct. Now what about this pi star 2pz, right? What about pi star 2pz? Let's see. So pi star will be like this. It will be formed like this. Here we have plus, minus. Here we have minus and plus. When you simply add them, you will find that it will form this type of molecular orbital. Here you will have plus, minus and minus, plus. So here you will have one nodal plane like this, another nodal plane like this. So a total of 1 and 2, only 2 nodal planes. But the option is saying that we have one node in xy plane. So that is why it is incorrect. This is incorrect. Now let's see. Pi 2pz, simple pi 2pz. Okay, let's see. So pi 2pz will be formed like this, plus, plus, minus, minus. When you combine them, you will find that this will be the final shape of molecular orbital, plus, minus. So here you can see only one nodal plane is there. So that means this option is absolutely correct. Option C. This is option D. The option D is saying about sigma 2pz. Let's see, sigma 2pz. So sigma 2pz, let's draw it like this. Here we have plus, minus, and you can combine it like this, plus and minus. Once you combine them, these atomic orbitals, you will find that this will be the final shape of molecular orbital, minus, plus and minus. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 2 nodal planes. We do not have 3 nodal planes, no. So this is incorrect. So the correct options will be option A and C, right? So another a very simple question from MOT. Okay, let's move forward. Now Pb plus 2 on reaction with HCl, it will give you a PPT which is dissolved in excess amount of HCl, right? Due to formation of what will be the compound which is getting dissolved. Let's see, the options are like this. So here also you must know the reaction. So Pb plus 2, what is the reaction? Pb plus 2, it will react with HCl to first form PbCl2. Now PbCl2 is sparingly soluble salt. That means it will give you a PPT. It will precipitate out. But if you take excess amount of HCl, that means you have a lot of Cl minus ions. If you keep on adding HCl, this PbCl2, it can take 2 more Cl negative ions to form this PbCl4 minus 2, this complex. And when it makes this complex, it will become soluble. So that is why the answer will be like this, PbCl4 minus 2, option A. This will be the correct answer. Now if you know the reactions, it's very simple, otherwise you will have to skip this. Okay, let's see. So a reaction which is based on organic chemistry. Let's see. So here we have this compound. The first reaction is like this. First step is NaNH3, Birch reduction. Then it is forming something. Then we are reacting it with Br2, which is taken in excess. Okay. And in the last step we are using alcoholic KOH. The question says number of tetraenes formed as product in the above scheme of reaction in which no carbon is sp hybridized. That means there must not be any triple bond present in the final product. We need to count how many products will be there like this. So let's see these steps one by one. First is this Birch reduction. What will happen? Let's see. So here we have this compound. This is the compound. Here we have 1, 2, then this triple bond 1, 2, 3 and this CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4 and this ring. Okay, NaNH3, what will it do? It will eliminate this triple bond, it will convert this into a double bond. So what will you get? You will get this compound. This double bond will be there. 1, 2, double bond and this, like this, right? This is what you will get. Now, we are using bromination. We are doing bromination. We are using Br2 in excess amount. That means these double bonds, these positions 1, 2, 3 and 4, these will be occupied by Br. So what will you get on bromination? You will get this compound. Br, here also we have Br, 1, 2, 3, 4, here also we have Br, bromine, here also we have bromine. This is what we will get. Now after this, in the last step we are using alcoholic KOH. That means we are doing dehalogenation. We are removing these bromine atoms. So there can be very high number of possibilities with this compound. You can make alkynes also, but the question says that we need to count only those compounds in which there is no sp hybridized carbon is present. That means we should only make only those compounds in which double bonds should be present. Okay, let's see. So if you make only those compounds in which double bonds should be present, you will find that only this compound can be made. One double bond over here, one over here, and here we have one like this, the other one like this. This is the only compound that you will make in which there will be no sp hybridized carbon is present, right? Okay. Now, what is the number of these type of compounds? So at the first glance, you will see that there is only one product like this, but if you see it deeply, you will find that this double bond, it can show cis as well as transform, right? This double bond, it cannot show cis trans. It is your terminal alkene. Also, these double bonds, they are present in a cyclohexane part. That means they cannot show cis trans isomerism. But here you will find that you can make cis as well as transform using this particular double bond. That means we need to count it 2 times, one for cis and one for trans. That is why the correct option will be 2, not 1. So the reactions are very easy. In the last step there is a trick, otherwise this question is very easy. Okay, let's move forward. Let us discuss this question. So another question from organic chemistry, and now they are asking on some series of reactions, right? So the question says, in final product, number of methylene group, that means CH2, this part is how many number of CH2 groups are there in the final product? Okay, let's see. So the reactions are fairly easy. First is your ozonolysis, then we are doing some oxidation using KMnO4, then we are using electrolysis, and the last step is, what is this last step? We are making, let's see. Okay, so we have this compound, very simple compound. So first we are doing ozonolysis. You can break this double bond, you will get this one, double bond OH. As this compound symmetric, that means you will get 2 compounds like this, which will contain 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, right? Aldehyde. Now, so this is the first compound that you will get after first step, after ozonolysis. Now, when you do its oxidation using KMnO4, you will convert this into carboxylic acid. Let's see. So we can simply add one oxygen atom over here. So this is what you'll get. OH. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 number of such compounds, right? Now we are doing electrolysis using NaOH. So what will happen? See, when we do its electrolysis, this part will be removed as it will form CO2. It will take out one carbon atom also. So we will be left with only 3 carbons, and you will have these radicals. And we know that radicals are not stable. So they will combine. These will combine. They already have 3 carbon atoms. They will combine, and you will get this compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will get this normohexane, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon atoms in this compound. Now here we have the last step. We are using which compound? We are using Cr2O3 at a fairly high temperature, 773 Kelvin. Let's see. So when we use Cr2O3 at this temperature, 773 Kelvin, with this particular compound, which is your N-hexane, normohexane, what will you get? This is the preparation of a very famous compound which is called benzene. You will get this compound which is called benzene, C6H6, right? Now we need to find how many CH2 groups are there in this compound. Do we have any CH2 group in benzene? The answer is no, because every carbon atom is sp2 hybridized, not sp3 hybridized, but CH2 methylene groups are sp3 hybridized. That means it can never have any CH2 methylene group. These type of groups are not there in this compound. So that means the answer would be 0. No methylene groups in this compound, right, in the final product. So this question is also fairly easy if you know the steps. The steps are also very easy, right, and the overall paper is also relatively easier part, right. So as we have already discussed mathematics part and now chemistry part, now physics part will be discussed by some other sir, right. Thank you for joining. Have a nice day.
Hi guys, once again very welcome you all in today's discussion of JEE Advanced Session 1. So as we have already discussed maths and chemistry portion, now I am about to discuss physics portion of the paper 1 of JEE Advanced, which held yesterday. And as you know, yesterday me and Deepak sir discussed about what were the quality of the paper and how the various types of questions came. And surprisingly, JEE Advanced release official paper at this morning. Okay, so you guys just can go and try to solve it again, those who attempted the paper, and you can guess that easily that how much marks you are getting. Okay, so start with the paper. As you know, yesterday we told you there were 8 integer questions, 6 more than 1 questions, and 4 match the column. Okay, so today I am discussing around you can say 10 to 11 questions out of it. Okay, tomorrow at 12 p.m. We will discuss paper 2, and that the whole paper of paper 2 we'll discuss in detail. So let's just start. At the time t is equal to 0, a disk of radius 1 meter starts to roll without slipping on a horizontal plane with an angular acceleration of alpha is equal to 2/3 radian per second square. Okay, a small stone is stuck to the disk. At t is equal to 0, it is at the contact point of the disk. So basically what he is telling ki we have a disk, as you can see, we have a disk and there is a stone which is stuck at the periphery of the disk. Okay, like that. At t is equal to 0, stone was at the contact point of the disk with the ground. Okay. Later at time t is equal to root pi second, the stone detaches itself and flies off tangentially from the disk. The maximum height in meter reached by the stone measured from the plane is 1/2 plus x by 10. The value of x is absolutely brilliant questions. As I told you yesterday, there was some question consisting of 2 different concepts, one from rotation and the one from projectile. That is the question. So that's why I took it as a first question, and this is very beautifully crafted question. What they actually asking, we have to look about it. Okay, so basically I have this disk, there is a stone at the bottommost point. Let's just recreate the disk in a better way. We have a disk, there is a stone at the bottom point, and this disk starts rotating on a horizontal platform. So we just need to create a horizontal platform also, right? The alpha of disk is given as 2/3 radian per second square. Very well. So disk is rotating. So what I'm about to draw, disk is rotating with angular acceleration alpha. And definitely if it is doing pure rolling, then it will also have, apart from angular acceleration, it will also have some radial acceleration. Okay. Now, after t is equal to root pi second, what will happen? After t is equal to root pi second, this disk will be at this position. And this particle, let's just say, will be at this position. I just need to calculate the angle created by the particle with the vertical direction, and we can calculate it very easily. You know what is the solution? Theta is equal to half alpha t square, half. What is the value of alpha? 2/3. What is the value of t? It is root pi square, 1/2 into 2/3 into pi. We can easily calculate, that means pi by 3. Pi by 3. So basically this disk is rotating and this particle moved by angle pi by 3. Wonderful. Now this particle is moved by angle pi by 3. Okay. Now one more point. What he is asking? He is asking now this particle detach itself and fly on a projectile path. What is the maximum height? To calculate maximum height, we need to know one more thing. What it is, sir? What is the height of this point of projection from the ground? X. What is the height of this point of projection from the ground? We can easily calculate. What is the value of x? The value of x can be easily calculated like, as you can see, this distance is r cos theta. This distance is r. Value of x is r minus r cos theta, r minus r by 2. That means r by 2. So guys, if you are observing this 1 by 2 na, so this is this factor r by 2. That is the point of projection. Okay, sir, wonderful. Now, what else he is saying? Later at time t is equal to root 5 pi second, the stone detach itself and fly off tangentially from the disk. Now, all I need to do, I just need to do this projectile, trajectory of this projectile, and let's just say this is h max. That's it. I just need to calculate this h max. Can we calculate it very easily? Yes. But before calculating, I just need to know what is the velocity at this point exactly. Okay, sir, what is the velocity at this point exactly? How we can calculate? It's very simple actually. For this projectile, this is theta, right? So it will have two velocity technically. One's in forward direction and second is omega r. Okay, one's in forward direction, second is omega r. What is v and what is omega r? Omega I can easily calculate now. Omega will be alpha t into r. Alpha is 2 by 3, t is root pi, r is 1. That is the velocity. And we know that it is also will be the same. Okay. But the point is, sir, how we can calculate the resultant of both of them? There must be some method, na? So yeah, it is. There is a simple method. You guys know, if you are if you studied rotation. Okay, this angle is theta. This particle travel like that. So we can easily calculate. This is 90. This is theta. 90 minus theta. So what is the resultant? 2v cos. This is 90 minus theta. So 90 plus 90 minus theta divide by 2. That means 2v cos 90 degree minus theta by 2. That means 2v sin theta by 2. 2v sin theta by 2. What is the value of v? Value of v is 2 by 3 root pi multiply by 1. I think it's very simple. So v net can be, I can calculate is 2 multiplied by, this is 2 by 3 root pi multiplied by sin theta by 2. Sin, what is theta? Pi by 6. Okay. So my final answer will be, I can easily say that sin pi by 6 is 1 by 2. So it will be 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 cancel. It will be 2 by 3 root pi. That means the velocity, with which v or omega r both are same and the angle between them is 120 degree, right? Now, further to calculate it, how can we calculate it further, sir? You know that this is theta is equal to 60 degree. This is 30. So this is also 60 degree. So for a projectile, I know the velocity, I know the angle of projection. What is the maximum height? Maximum height is u square sin square theta by 2g. That is the maximum height of the projectile. Or u square sin square theta by 2g. I am just calculating it. We know that velocity is 2 by 3 root pi. So my final answer will be what? My final answer will be height from the earth is 1 by 2 plus what is the value of u? 2 by 3 root pi 2 by 3 root pi u square sin square theta, angle at which projectile is projecting is 60 degree. So it will be sin square theta divided by 1 by 2 into 10. That is my final answer. Okay. The whole value, if you calculate it further, I know calculation is little bit difficult, but if you calculate it further now, you can see it will be, my final answer I am saying that h is equal to 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 multiplied by root pi into pi. I think 2 by 3 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 4 into 1 by 20. So I can cancel out 3 out of 3. From 2 out, I can cancel this. From 2, I can cancel this. So it will be 1 by 2 plus pi by 60. That is my final answer. Now he is asking pi by 60, x by 10. So x by 10 is equal to pi by 60. That means x is equal to pi by 6. All you need to do this calculation. And the value of x, because it was numerical, you just need to put it. So as you can see, this is a very I'm not saying that's a complex one, but yeah, that was a beautifully crafted questions. Calculation was, calculation was there. You need to do lots of calculation, but I am doing the calculation in a very detailed manner here. But if you are doing it in exam, okay, these things are steps you can do it in one line. We know that V angle is 120 degrees, so answer must be V at an angle of 60 degrees. So you can minimize the calculation, you can minimize the time taken by this question, but truth to be say, this question was very beautiful. Chaliye, moving to the next question. That one is my favorite. You know why? Because if I want to solve this calculation, okay, C1 is here, C2 is here, C3 is here, C4 is here, C5 is here, and there are lots of batteries. And I need to calculate the charge on this particular capacitor. But in order to solve this question now, you just need 5 seconds. Yes, just need 5 seconds to solve this advanced level question. And yeah, we verified it from the official paper given by the JEE Advanced. That is the exact question. What is the answer, sir? It's very simple. He's asking what is the charge on C3. My point is, across C3, a battery 2 volt is connected. So the potential across C3 is 2 volt. Am I right? Or since potential across C3 is 2 volt, so my answer is Q is equal to C3V 2 multiplied by 4 microfarad. My answer is 8 microcoulomb. I don't think this question was, but yeah, if you don't observe this little information in this particular question, then definitely this question will take some time. Next question. A projectile is thrown with velocity v at an inclination of theta. Surprisingly, in JEE Advanced, we don't see that much questions from a projectile motion or even kinematics. But this year, in a single paper, we saw 2 questions from the projectile. And there was 1 or 2 more questions from kinematics. So yes, every chapter is important. You should know that. Anyway, a projectile is thrown with a velocity v at an inclination of theta from the horizontal, and its range is d in the presence of gravity g. We know that what is this? Range is d, which is equal to, if I want to discuss, is 2 times of ux, uy divided by g. I prefer to choose this formula. Instead of, you can choose this formula also, to use square sine theta cos theta by g. But it is always better to use this formula because it will give you idea. It is range. What is range? Range is the distance traveled by projectile on a horizontal direction, in horizontal direction. So this is the horizontal velocity, and 2uy by g is the time taken by projectile to reach the ground. So you guys should know, it's very simple as that. Anyway, same projectile is now thrown at same angle theta and same velocity v, but when it is at highest point of the trajectory, the projectile enters a different region where the effective acceleration due to gravity is g dash. Now this is very, beautifully, so I am not saying, not that much difficult also, but yeah, this is a very good question. I placed it from easy to mediocre level, at least mediocre level. Okay, so how can we solve this problem? Let me tell you. I have this projectile, okay? When it is at maximum height, it already traveled range divided by 2. So if I'm calculating the new distance, so d dash, we already travel d by 2. Very well, fine. Okay, we know that r is equal to d is equal to 2ux uy by g. Now, what is the maximum height? The maximum height traveled by projectile is uy square by 2g. This thing I already know. Okay, now remember this point. We have this h. We have a projectile has already traveled distance r by 2, or should I say d by 2. Now, for this path, we know that when projectile at the topmost point, the velocity of the projectile will be along the horizontal direction only. There is no vertical velocity. There is no vertical velocity. Now, if I somehow calculate the time traveled by projectile while traveling downward, you can say, sir, same time will take, na? Path is symmetric. Yes, path is symmetric, but so that path is symmetric, what we need to assure that gravity must be same. But here we have a gravity g, here we have a gravity g dash, which is g divided by 0.81. G divided by 0.81. So, what is the time taken by projectile to travel from a height s to the ground? I think you know that 2h by g dash, 2h divided by, what is g dash? G dash is g multiplied by 0.81. That is the time. I think I got my answer. How? See, total distance traveled by projectile is d by 2 plus ux multiplied by t dash, d by 2 plus ux multiplied by, what is the value of t dash? Value of t dash is under root 2 multiplied by h into 0.81 by g. Can we solve it further? Yes. We just need to put the value of h. D by 2 plus ux multiplied by under root 2 by g into 0.81 into value of h, I already told you, uy square by 2g. It will be uy square by 2g. Yeah, we can cancel out some factor. We can cancel 2 out of 2, and I think that's it. That's all I can cancel. Next point will be d dash is equal to d by 2 plus it will be ux. Now, whatever is inside this under root, we can take it out. So, under root 0.81 will be what? Under root 0.81 will be 0.9. This will be uy, this will be z. So, it will be 0.9 uy divided by z. That means d by 2 plus ux uy divided by g multiplied by 0.9. That means d by 2, and guys, I don't need to tell you, it is again 0.9. It is again 0.9. So, what will I have? D by 2 plus d by 2 into 0.9, that means d by 2 I can take it out common, it is 1.9. What are they asking? D dash is equal to nd, so the value of d dash will be 1.9 divided by 2. My answer is 1.9 divided by 2 into d. Value of d dash will be 1.9 divided by 2 into d. That means 0.95 into d, or n is equal to 0.95, my final answer is in front of you, 0.95. Okay? Pakka? Chaliye. Consider an LC circuit with inductance L is equal to 0.1 Henry and the capacitance C is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 3 farad capped on a plane. So basically I have an LC circuit. So first I need to draw an LC circuit, right? Then the area of the circuit is 1 meter square. Very good. It is placed in a constant magnetic field of strength B naught, which is perpendicular to the plane of the circuit. Now, this circuit is in the magnetic field and the value of magnetic field is B naught. Okay. At time t is equal to 0, the magnetic field strength starts increasing linearly as B is equal to B naught plus beta t. At time t is equal to 0, the magnetic field, okay, with beta is equal to this, the maximum magnitude of the current in the circuit is, it might be little bit difficult, but we know very well, nothing is difficult when you try to solve it in a simple and better way. Okay. My simple question is, what is EMF? EMF is rate of change of magnetic flux, right? We know that area is not changing here, so A into dB by dt. Now, EMF is generated between these two. First is current, second is charge. Okay, so can I say EMF is L di by dt plus, sorry, second is capacitor plus Q by C is equal to A dB by dt. Acha, dB by dt I can calculate na? Just differentiate it. Beta A. You want to know interesting thing? What? Initially I want to calculate na, so di by dt must be 0. Magnetic field start increasing linearly na. Initially di by dt is equal to 0, so I can just cancel it out. And what is the value of Q? Q will be C beta A. Once you calculate the value of Q, what is the value? This is Q max, by the way. What is the maximum of I max? Q max divided by root LC. Q max divided by root LC. And since you know that, it will be C beta A divided by root LC, beta A root C by L. Now just put the value. Beta is 0.04. What is the area? Area is 1. What is C? C is 10 to the power minus 3. What is L? L is 10 to the power minus 1. So it will be 0.04 multiplied by 1 multiplied by, I think it is 0.1. That means 4 milliampere. Question was different, you can say. It was, away from the leak, not a usual question, but yeah, if you understand the basics of EMI, then you can easily solve it. Anyway, chaliye. More than one type of question. The figure shows a circuit having 8 resistance of 1 ohm each, okay, labeled R1 to R8 and 2 ideal batteries with voltage E1 barabar 12 and E2 is equal to 6. Which of the following statements are correct? Magnitude of current R1, R2, okay, basically what he's trying to ask, calculate current at every resistance. And all the resistance have same magnitude 1. Okay. What I need to do, I just need to redraw the circuit. Shall we do it? Yes. Chaliye. First of all, in order to solve this question, what I should know, this is 1 ohm, this is 1 ohm, this is 1 ohm, this is 1 ohm. Basically, everything is 1 ohm. Now observe this circuit. Isn't it symmetric? Isn't it symmetric? Because every resistance is 1 ohm. There are two battery connecting, then it is very symmetric circuit. My first point is folding technique. I just plug the circuit from this point and just paste it at this point. Then this circuit will look like that. Okay? Very good. Let's just put the value. Value of E1 is, I think, 12. Value of E1 is, I think, 12. Value of R5 is 1. Value of E2 is 6. Value of R6 is 1. This will be, I think, 1 by 2. This will be 1 by 2, this will be 1 by 2, because these two are connected in parallel, 1 and 1 in parallel, 1 by 2. Now, whenever you observe this type of circuit, now, I know many of the students just strictly say, sir, Wheatstone bridge. That is your common observation, that is my common observation. But this is not a Wheatstone bridge because we have a battery connected. So, sir, what you need to do? What we need to do? See. I will apply relative potential technique. How? This is 0, this is V, right? I can also apply Kirchhoff voltage law. Okay. I can apply Kirchhoff current law. You know Kirchhoff voltage law, I have two loops. I can apply Kirchhoff current law. But none of them will give the answer exactly as I want, and not every one of them will give the answer as fast as I want. So I'll use another method, which is the combination of battery. What is this combination of battery, guys? See, between these 2 points, net voltage, net battery voltage is V, right? So what can I say? I will calculate net voltage because of everything, because of these 3 battery, and then I'll solve it. Okay? Or you can choose another method, but I'll prefer it that way. So this is 12. Total resistance in this battery is 1.5 minus. We can assume it as 0 battery. I just got the answer value of V. And once you got the value of V, that means this is V, this is V. You can calculate current at every point. But someone should say, sir, we want to solve it using a classical method. What is the classical method? We want to solve it using a Kirchhoff voltage law, or we want to solve it using Kirchhoff current law, whatever you want to prefer. We can do it in your way also. Okay, so that was the first method. I'll tell you another method also. 1 second. 1.2, 1 by 2, 12, 6, 1, 1, right? So we have this battery like this. One by 2, 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1, 6 volt, 12 volt. ठीक है? I already assume it as 0. Now let's assume it as V. ठीक है? So whatever current is coming here, the answer must be 0, or you can apply Kirchhoff voltage law. Let's apply Kirchhoff voltage law. I am just saying that I1 is moving like here, I2 is moving here. ठीक है? So can I assume that this is I1 plus I2? Yes, definitely. I can easily assume it. Now, we have everything. We have 2 loop and we have 2 equations and 2 unknown. How? See, in the direction of the current, the voltage drop is negative minus I1 divided by 2, the voltage drop across this resistance. Now, second plate of the battery is minus 12. In the direction of the current, voltage drop is negative, so that is again minus I1. In the direction of the current, voltage drop is negative, so that is minus I1 plus I2 divided by 2. Answer is 0. Answer is 0. Very good. I simply assume it I1. So this I1 will move like that. Same, this I2 will move like that. ठीक है? What is my answer? My answer will be, let's just say minus I1, minus 24, minus I1, minus I1 by, sorry, ये हो जाएगा minus 2I1, minus I1, minus I2 is equal to 0. Or should I say 2I1, 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 4I1 plus I2 minus 24, sorry, plus 24 is equal to 0. That is my first equation. Regarding this equation, I can easily calculate. This is I2 now. So I can say minus I2 by 2 minus I2 plus 6 minus I1 by 2 minus I2 by 2 is equal to 0. Again, the same method, it will be minus I2 minus 2I2 plus 12 minus I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. So my final answer will be, I think I2, 4I2 plus I1 is equal to, sorry, minus 12 is equal to 0. 4I2 plus I1 minus 12 is equal to 0. 4I1 plus I2 plus 24 is equal to 0. I just need to solve these 2 problems. I know question was difficult, but that was of 4 marks. Okay. So, depends on the marks, this question was perfect. 4I1 plus I2 plus 24 is equal to 0. 4I2 plus I1 minus 12 is equal to 0. So, in order to solve this question, now, what can I do, sir? I need to solve this question now. So, just multiply it by 4 and subtract this question. So, second, that was the first equation, that is the second equation. So, what I need to do, 4 multiplied by first equation minus second equation. I just need to multiply first equation by 4 subtracted by second. So, it will be, I think, 16I1 plus 4I2 minus 4I2 minus I1 is equal to 24 चौके I think 96 minus 96 minus 12. 15I1 is equal to minus 96 minus 12. It will be minus 108. You can solve it further. Okay. So it was very beautifully crafted question, and only thing we need to do, just solve it. We can solve it using a different way, right? Chaliye. Moving to the next question, that was also beautiful. A medium having dielectric constant K greater than 1 fills the space between the plates of a parallel plate capacitor. The plates have large area and the distance between them is D. The capacitor is connected to a battery by voltage V as shown in figure. Now both the plates are moved by a distance of D by 2 from their original position as shown in figure. Okay. In the process of going them from configuration depicted in figure A to figure B, which of the following statements are correct? So we have 4 statements. Magnitude of the current flowing through R1 is 7.2. I think that was not necessary. Okay. Then the capacitance is decreased by a factor of 1 upon K plus 1. The voltage between the capacitance plate is increased by this, and the work done does not depend on the presence of a dielectric material. How can we solve this question? Let me just tell you. It's very simple one. We have this capacitance. What is the C? K epsilon naught A by D. Let's just say epsilon naught A by D is equal to C in order to save the time, because it is also given na initial capacitance was C. It is given or not? Okay, we just assume it. Initial capacitance is epsilon naught A by D is C. So my answer will be initial capacitance will be Kc. Okay? Now regarding that, I have 3 capacitance connected in series. It will be epsilon naught A divided by D by 2. That means 2 epsilon naught A by D. That means 2C. It is remains Kc. It is 2C. These 3 are connected in series. This is filled, obviously. These 3 are connected in series. So what I need to do, 1 is by C net is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. I can easily calculate it. It will be 1 by 2C plus 1 by Kc plus 1 by 2C. Okay? So, I am using a different pen now. 1 by C net will be 1 by C plus 1 by Kc. How, sir? Because 1 by 2C plus 1 by 2C will be 1 by C. Half and half 1. Okay? So, my final answer is, in denominator I have Kc, in numerator I have K plus 1. So that is my final answer. If you can observe, initial capacitance was what? Initial capacitance, if you see, it was Kc, final is Kc divided by K plus 1. So, that one is correct. Okay. Now, we know that voltage is connected, battery remains connected. So the third option is the voltage between the capacitor plates is increased by a factor. Obviously that is wrong, because charge is not conserved. The work done in the process does not depends on the presence of a dielectric material. Now this one is interesting. The work done in this process does not depends on the presence of a dielectric material. How can we calculate the work done, sir? Simple. We have initial energy, we have final energy, and the battery remains connected. So, U initial is half C1 V square, that means half Kc V square. U final is half C2 V square, that means half K plus 1. It is K plus 1? No. It is Kc upon K plus 1. Yeah, it will be Kc upon K plus 1 multiplied by V square. Right? So, does that depends on K? Yes, definitely. If you calculate, if you take a difference now, it will depends on K. So, work done will be depends on K. It is Kc upon K plus 1. Okay? So, the options is also correct. First option is definitely is not from this relevant, because it is from the previous point. Just ignore that. Chaliye? Okay. That one, I think, again, more than one. Okay, that question is also from more than one. And this one is again very beautifully crafted question, if I should say. 6 charges are placed around a regular hexagon of side length A as shown in the figure. 5 of them have a charge Q and the remaining one has charge X, the sixth one. The perpendicular from each charge to the nearest hexagon side passes through the center 0 of the hexagon and it is bisected by the side. Which of the following statements is correct in SI units? Let's see. There are 4 statements. When X is equal to Q, the magnitude of the electric field at O is 0. But before solving all of this, first I will need to tell you what is this question actually about. See, I have this hexagon, regular hexagon, and usually the charge is placed at the vertices of the hexagon, but in this case, they are not. In this case, charges are placed like that. Now, this is a new hexagon, if you observe it. This is a new type of hexagon, and we just need to calculate the side of this hexagon. Is it that simple? Yes. How? See, that was the original hexagon. If you observe it carefully, let's just say this distance is A by 2. Okay? This distance is A by 2. And that distance is A, side of the hexagon. We know that the line joining center to the vertices of a hexagon has exactly same length as the side of the hexagon. This angle is 30 degree. So, the value of H is given as A cos 30 degree. That means A root 3 by 2. Okay? This distance comes out as, please don't confuse it as a capacitance. This is not capacitance. Okay? That was just a bisector. This is a perpendicular bisector, na? So that is the sign of perpendicular bisector. Anyway, this side is A root 3 by 2. So this whole side will be A root 3 because that is the perpendicular bisector. So now what I have, the line joining center to the end point of this, to the charge Q, the length of this line is A root 3. And if length of this line is A root 3, this is also, I think, A root 3. So yes, I got my answer. Side of the hexagon, new hexagon will be A root 3. Now, everything is simple. When X is equal to Q, obviously guys, if X is equal to Q, the figure will be symmetric. So yes, my first statement is correct. When X is equal to minus Q, magnitude of electric field at origin. Let me just calculate. When X is equal to minus Q, what is the magnitude of electric field at the origin? How can we calculate magnitude of the electric field at the origin? See, this is minus Q. So instead of minus Q, I will write it down like 2Q minus 2Q plus Q. Right? We can easily write it down. Now, electric field, because of this Q, this Q is also included, must be what? 0. Q. So what will I have? I have from this center of this hexagon, I have only charge minus 2Q left. And the side, from the center of this hexagon, I have a charge minus 2Q left. And the side of this hexagon or the distance from the center will be A root 3. So my final answer will be K 2Q divided by A root 3 square 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2Q divided by 3A square. So is that resemble with the option number B? Yes, that is correct. What about C and D? Let's just see. When X is equal to 2Q. So guys, in case of potential, I don't need to do all of these things. because potential is a scalar quantity, na? So I just need to add. So what will I do? When x, instead of x, I have 2q. Total charge is 7q, so my net potential is k7q divided by a root 3. Is that resemble with the answer? A root 3, yeah, that is the correct answer. What about fourth one, sir? X is equal to minus 3q. Potential at O. Obviously, that is wrong because my formula is kq net divided by R, and the q net, when even we place minus 3q charge at the point of x, my net charge, yeah, you can say net charge will not be minus 3q because q and minus 3q, net charge will be 2q. So instead of minus 3q divided by 4 root 3 epsilon naught a, if it was plus 2q divided by 4 root 3 pi epsilon naught a, that must be a correct answer. Okay, chaliye. Oh, match the column. See, we have 2 match the column. Sorry, actually 4 match the column. I am just solving here for you 2 match the column, and both are very interesting. Okay. Calculation was involved, and the unfortunate part is, in spite of doing that much calculation, na, we have only how much marks of it? We do that much calculation, we will get only 3 marks. Okay. So my suggestion is very simple. Don't solve all the problem. Don't solve all the options. Instead, solve 2 or 3 problems. For example, I will just first give you brief and then I will discuss like this. Okay. 10 to the power minus 3 kg of water at 100 degrees Celsius is converted to the steam at the same temperature at a pressure of 10 to the power 5 Pascal. The volume of the system changes from 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube to 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. That means volume is increasing. Latent heat of water is 2250 kilojoule per kg. So he is asking what is the magnitude now, a change in internal energy. See, this is the phase change involved. Okay, so for that we know that volume of the system changes from this to this. Pressure is given, so we will calculate work done P delta V. Then we can calculate delta Q because the phase changing is involved, and using the first law of thermodynamics, delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W, we can calculate du. Okay, yeah, this is physics. Delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Okay, that was my first statement. Second, 0.2 moles of a rigid diatomic ideal gas with a volume V at a temperature 500 K undergoes an isobaric expansion. I know that for an isobaric expansion, or you can say any expansion, formula of change in internal energy is F by 2 nR delta T. F by 2 nR delta T. So it might be little bit easy, na? It might be little bit easy. Again, 3 moles of a diatomic ideal gas whose molecule can vibrate is given 9 kilojoule of heat and undergoes isobaric expansion. So first solve second and fourth. That means whatever options are matching, and then we can solve further. Okay, so I will move on the same path. 0.2 moles of a rigid diatomic ideal gas with a volume V at a temperature 500 Kelvin undergoes an isobaric expansion to volume 3V. Isobaric expansion to volume 3V. Okay, du formula is given as F by 2 nR delta T. Clear? Now, initial volume was V, final was 3V. So I know that for an isobaric expansion, isobaric process, pressure is fixed. So V is directly proportional to T. So that means if a volume becomes thrice, then the temperature will also become thrice. That means T dash is equal to 3T. So it is very simple for me. Diatomic gas, F must be 5 divided by 2. 0.2 moles, that means you can say 2 by 10. R, value of R is given as 8. Delta T is initial is T, final is 3T. So the change in temperature is 2T, that means 1000. Okay, what we can cancel out? 2 say 2, 5 to 2, 4000 joule. That means 4 kilojoule. Now 4 kilojoule is which option? 4 kilojoule is R option. If 4 kilojoule is R option, okay, we can eliminate only one option. Unfortunately, JEE wale bhi smart. JEE wale is also smart, na? They know that first you will solve that. So for A option, B option, and D option, second is R. Fine. Now let's solve fourth option, right? 3 moles of a diatomic ideal gas whose molecules can vibrate is given 9 kilojoule of heat, undergoes isobaric expansion. Okay. So they are providing 9 kilojoule heat to isobaric expansion. Let's see. 3 moles of a diatomic ideal gas whose molecules can vibrate. Can vibrate. So are you seeing that? F is equal to 7, they are saying. Use it. F is equal to 7. Okay. 9 kilojoule of heat and undergoes isobaric expansion. So basically du is equal to F by 2 nR delta T. dq is equal to 1 plus F by 2 nR delta T. I am solving it for isobaric process only. du by dq. F by 2 divided by 1 plus F by 2. What is F? F is I think 7. 7 by 2 divided by 1 plus 7 by 2 du divided by dq. So the du will be dq multiplied by 7 by 9. Guys, the value of dq was 9 kilojoule. So what is the value of du? Du must be 7 kilojoule. Which is the option, correct option? 7 kilojoule, that means Q. 7 kilojoule, that means Q. So let me observe. Fourth ka Q. Again, we can only eliminate one more option. Again, A and B remains. A and B remains. Right? Second is R. Fourth is Q. Now there is a confusion between the competition between third and first. Okay, how can we solve them? 1 mole of a monoatomic ideal gas is compressed adiabatically from volume V is equal to 1 by 3 meter cube and pressure 2 kilopascal to volume V by 8. Okay, let me solve this for you. How can we? 1 mole of a monoatomic ideal gas is compressed adiabatically, monoatomic. F is equal to 3. Gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by F. 1 plus 2 by 3. That means 5 by 3. Now, P naught V raised to the power what? P naught V raised to the power 5 by 3 is equal to what is the value of P final? I need to calculate. V final is V naught by 8, or should I say V by 8 raised to the power 5 by 3. So P naught V raised to the power 5 by 3 is equal to P final V raised to the power 5 by 3 divided by 32. So the P final will be 32 P naught, initial pressure. Okay, fine. We know that for an adiabatic process, dq is 0. And what is dw? Is equal to minus du. But we don't need to solve for dw. We need to calculate du. Du is F by 2 nR delta T. nR delta T divided by 2 by F. nr delta T 2 by F. What is 2 by F? It is gamma minus 1. Okay, it is gamma minus 1. Compressed now, so obviously work done is negative. Now, next formula is du is equal to nr delta T upon gamma minus 1. That means P final V final minus P initial V initial upon gamma minus 1. What is P final, sir? P final is 32 of P initial. So basically, P final is 32 P naught. V final is V naught by 8 minus P initial is P naught. This is V naught divided by, what is the value of gamma? Gamma was 5 by 3. It will be 2 by 3. We can easily cancel it out, 8 to 4. That means 3 P naught V naught divide by 2 into 3, 9 P naught V naught by 2. Only thing you need to do, just put the value of P naught V naught. How can we calculate the answer? 9 by 2. What is the initial pressure? Initial pressure is 2 kilopascal, right? 2 kilopascal. What is the initial volume is? 1 by 3. So 2 say 2, 3 say 3, answer is 3 kilojoule. Okay, which one is correct? Let me just check. 3 kilojoule, T. So, my final answer is C option. Now you can say, sir, why you haven't solved question number 1? Because this questions contains most calculation. I'll do it also. Basically, 10 to the power minus 3 kg of water at 100 degrees Celsius is converted to a steam at the same temperature. So, if water is being converted at the same temperature and the volume of the system changes from 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power minus 3, what is the change in internal energy? So, 10 to the power minus 3 kg, right? So, what can I say? First of all, I can calculate dq. dq is equal to m into L. I know that latent heat of water is 2250 kilojoule per kilogram. So, it will be 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 2250, I think 2.25 kilojoule, right? Volume of the system changes from 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power minus 3. What is the dW? I am talking about magnitude right now, okay, only. What is the dW? dW is 10 to the power minus, dW is P delta V, na? P delta V. Pressure is almost constant, which is 10 to the power 5. If I am talking about the magnitude, then it will be 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 10 to the power minus 6. 10 to the power minus 3, I am talking about magnitude only, please remember. So, it is, I think you can easily say 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 999 into 10 to the power minus 6, right? You can calculate it almost, and the answer I can assure you, answer will be around 2 kilojoule. Why? Because if you can observe it, you can calculate the answer. Okay? I think it's time to move to the next point. That is the last question, guys. List 1 contains 4 combination of 2 lenses whose focal length are indicated in the figure. In all cases, the object is placed 20 centimeter from the first lens on the left, and the distance between the 2 lenses is 5 centimeter. You need to calculate the positions of the final image. Okay, guys, you can solve it in a 2 different way. You can either use combination of the lens, or you can use different method. First, I'll tell you what is the formula of combination of a lens. Okay, but let me assure you, because that formula might be tricky for some guys, because I just also need to learn where should I place the combination lens. So whenever this type of questions came into your exam, it is always suggested that what you need to do, just calculate the position, find out the position of image because of first lens and then on second lens. Okay, let's start. F is equal to plus 10, this is a convex lens, this is a plano-convex lens, U is equal to 20. So for the first lens, if I talk about, what is the answer? 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Okay. U is equal to minus 20 if I am right. U is equal to minus 20. F is equal to plus 10. So 1 by V is equal to 1 by F plus 1 by U. 1 by F, F is 10 plus 1 by minus 20. That means 1 by 20. Yani that means my first location I1 will be 20 centimeter in front of the first lens. It's as simple as that now. 1 by V, that means you need to calculate V, minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Okay. So, but my 20 centimeter will not here. My 20 centimeter will be like that. Okay. I think that was correct. So 20 centimeter, that means I1 or you should say O2 will be like here. Okay. Now, for the second lens, if I observe it, for the second lens, now object is 20 centimeter from the location of the first lens, that means 15 centimeter from here. So, U is equal to plus 15, F is also is equal to plus 15, I need to calculate V. 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. 1 by V is equal to 1 by F plus 1 by U. That means 2 by 15. V is equal to 7.5 centimeter. What is the option? What are the options? Final image of formed 7.5 centimeter on the right side of lens 2, that means 1 ka P. So that's how you can correct first ka P, that means these two options can be eliminated. And for the further questions, you can always also use these types of method. For example, for this one, data will be remain same for the first data. For the second data, you have to do calculation, right? So I think that's it for today. We'll again connect tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll discuss the entire questions paper of part 2, phase 2. And I hope you guys, my suggestion to everyone, those who are preparing for JEE Advanced 23 or preparing for JEE Advanced 24, do one thing. You have the paper officially released by JEE Advanced, just download it and try to solve it as, you know, in a very exam manner. How much you can solve each and every questions in a very timely manner, then that will definitely gonna help you out. Tomorrow we'll see. Till then, goodbye, take care.